Hello, this is Clever PC here. So in this video, let's straight away describe this graph in front of us, a task one, question. So let's get started. The graph below shows the amount of waste produced by 3 companies over a period of 15 years. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. Write at least 150 words. So right here we have a small paragraph. On the x-axis we have the years, whereas on the y-axis we have the waste output measured in tons. So right here they show us that we have 3 companies: company A, which is labeled in blue, company B, which is in green, and then company C, which is labeled in orange. So here we have a very common statement. This statement will always remain the same. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features. So this is the keyword here: selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons. So guys, after getting these keywords, selecting and reporting only the main features and making comparisons, so in your answer you have to make comparisons. So without further ado, let's go ahead. So let's first try to answer this question together while following our plan of first starting with the introduction. So the introduction, we'll have to summarize this statement here. The statement right here: the graph below shows the amounts of waste produced by 3 companies over a period of 15 years. So let's write together. So here we shall write, obviously this is a line graph, so we could say the line graph. So here they say it shows the amounts of waste produced by 3 companies over a period of 15 years. This is more of a comparison, so we could say compares 3 companies in terms of their waste output between the years 2015, because full stop, because they gave us these years from 2000. This is a 15-year period. So here we will summarize this whole title when we said the line graph compares these 3 companies in terms of their waste output. Instead of saying waste produced, we said waste output. So over a 15-year period, you said between the years 2015. No big details there. So after writing the as well as this title, it will also include what we call the overview. So here we could say it is clear that, or you can say overall, it is clear that, it is noticeable that. So before I write overview, the overview will literally give you your whole stance of the graphs. Are most of them going down? Are most of them going up? Was there a contrast between these 2 companies, which I'm going to write here? It is clear that they were. Remember, by the past tense, 2015 is right now we are in 2024, so 2015 is way back. It was significant changes the amounts of waste produced for the companies shown on the graph. Yes, so there were significant changes as you guys can see. So let's first put a contrast here, because as you can see here, overall only companies C which experienced an overall increase in the number of waste products produced, whereas the other companies it was more of a decrease. So let's just write that down. While companies A and B, so A and B, which is green and orange, okay, experienced, or you can say saw, waste output fall. It's okay to repeat waste because that's like keyword over the 15 over the 15-year period, the amount of waste produced by company C increased considerably. Boom. And here we go, we are done with our introduction. So this is gonna involve some paraphrasing the title, as well as giving us an overview. Some people put the overview as last, but however, in my case, I prefer putting it first. So now we are going to describe this in details. There were no figures whatsoever. So I must say, yes, this will really give you a good overview. So a good way to describe these years is to compare, just like they said, comparison. You're not gonna describe the trend of A, then you go to C, then you go to B. No, just try to compare from 2000 and 2005. How was the trend? Then from 2005 to 2015, how was the trend? While comparing each and everything, and following this, just at least 150 words. You don't need to waste time, because here we only have 20 minutes and it carries a third of the paper. So let's get started. In 2000, company A produced 12 tons of waste, whereas, so here I used while, up here I used while, so here I'm trying to use whereas companies B and C produced 8 tons and 4 tons of waste material. So instead of saying waste output, I've said waste material, and this will boost your lexical resource respectively. Stop. So here we see that in 2000, company A had 12 tons, whereas B and C produced 8 and then 4 tons respectively. Actually, we would have said produced about, because we're not sure of these two figures, about and produce 8 tons and around. So whereas company B and C produce about 8 tons and around 4 tons of waste material respectively. Yes, so let's continue. So we are done with comparing in 2000. So let's talk about this period from 2000 to 2005. Those are 5 years. So we shall say over the following 5 years or 5-year period, the waste outputs of companies B and C rose. So here I said increase. Here I said increase. So here I'm saying rose by around 2 tons. It's okay to write in figures. However, the figure for company A fell by approximately 1 ton. So let's first go ahead to describe this statement I've mentioned. So here I said over the following 5 years, you see, over the following 5 years, let me do like this. Over the following 5 years, from 2005, the waste output of companies B and C rose by around 2 tons. So B and C rose, these two rose, both of them rose by around 2 tons. However, the figure for company A did what? Fell. It fell by, this one for company A fell by approximately 1 ton. So you can use approximately, around, about, just over, just under. So with this we could say produced just over 8 tons. So with this, we've put now this in one paragraph. So the other paragraph will describe the rest. Yes, it's very important to space those paragraphs. You could as well leave this alone like this, or you could just go back. Either way, provided you state this statement, it's clear that overall it's noticeable that. So let's do like this for proper. So let's go to the last one. So we are going to describe from 2005 2015. So instead of saying this statement over the following 5 years, we shall simply say from 2005 to 2015, company A cut or reduced waste production by roughly, could also say roughly 3 tons, and company B reduced its waste by around 7 tons. So let's first review the statement. Company A cut its waste, because we are moving here, cut its waste, which is their company A, it cut its waste by roughly 3 tons. If you get the difference from here to here, this difference, this point to this point, might give you 3 tons. That's why we are saying roughly. And then company B, this company B right here, reduced from here all the way to here. Would have said from this value to this value, but we said by, cut by this proposition by. So moving on, so we could say contrastingly, or by contrast, whatever you prefer, company C, as you can see, company A and company B reduced, whereas this one did what? Increased. So that's why we are using this course marker, which is contrastingly. So we could say company C saw an increase in waste. It's an increase in production of approximately 4 tons over the same 10-year period. So contrastingly, company C experienced what? An increase in waste production by approximately 4 tons, as you can see. So then let's mention this in future perfect tense. That means you're also changing the tenses, but abiding the tense of the question, which is more of like past. So I'm going to use past participle. By 2015, company C's waste output had risen to 10 tons, while the respective, so last time I said respectively, here I'm going to say where the respective amounts of waste produced from companies A and B had dropped to 8 tons and only 3 tons. So I want to say respective because they have already said well the respective amounts of company A and B had dropped 8 tons and only 3 tons. So company A ended up in 8 tons, whereas company B, which is green, ended up in what? 3 tons. And there you have it, simple essay like that. Here we have first of all, you start by paraphrasing the question, and then after that you go ahead and give us your overview. You're just giving a clear overview. Here we said it's clear that there were significant changes in the amounts of waste produced by all the 3 companies shown on the graph. So you first talk about the general thing that there were significant changes or considerable changes, whereas company A and B saw a decrease over the period. The amount of waste company C did what? Increased. Then with years, you don't describe each and every company. Just you remember instructions were like compare. Compare is very important to compare. So go ahead and say in 2000 you talk about 2000 and talk about this 5-year period, and then in the other paragraph you separate it, so giving it a logical flow. Finally, you talk about this side whereby we said from 2000 to 2015 company A cut waste production by roughly 3 tons and company B reduced its waste by around 7 tons. It's very easy to follow through. Company A, then company B reduced. Company A cut, we're talking about here this and this, they cut. Contrasting, this one did what? Increased. Yes. So by 2015, company C's waste, company C, which is here, had risen to 10 tons, to a staggering 10 tons, while the respective amounts of the other companies had dropped 8 tons and 3 tons respectively. And there you have it, guys. Yes, thank you so much for watching.